Alright, Hammers fans, excuse me, I've just come back in from work. I just want to do a quick video because Gary, thank you very much as well, Gary. Gary has sent me a video and I just wanted to front it up and say a couple of little things because it's the afternoon after the night before, if that makes sense. Talking about our 4-0 drubbing against Everton, where we managed to make Wayne Rooney look world class again when I thought he was on the way down and on the way out, really. In terms of videos, if you could just send any more until after the Man City game, because it's quite hard to process them when we've got games in such close proximity. So after the Man City game, maybe we'll collect all our faults and you can let me know what you think and I'll put them all up and we'll discuss it a little bit further then. If you want to have a chat about what's gone on in the last day or so, then please do put your comments below. And I'll reply to all of them as well and see if we can decide how we think we can go forward. And when I say go forward, I think I'm talking about the team here. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment. So we've got I think there's 2 or 3 meetings at West Ham today where lots of different groups are meeting with the club to try and sort through things. But I'm not sure how much they're going to get sorted in the team. So obviously the away ticket allocation, which I think has been sorted. Obviously really, really good things, really important things. Street vendors and seating and that. All the sort of logistical stuff, travel and whatnot, are all the sort of things that are going to be discussed. All valid points, but for me, we are in a dire situation where actually that first team needs sorting out. If we are to avoid going down, it really needs to be. So I'll leave all that stuff and badges and all that. I'll leave all that to everybody else. I just really want to deal with the team. Clearly the board aren't going anywhere, so it's actually what we can do in this instance to make things better for our beloved West Ham. Yeah, so please do leave your comments below on that. I don't know, be it whatever players you think should be coming in January. What Moyes can do. How long would Moyes have left? Can a man like that survive? Could he lose? What happens? He's not won a game yet. What happens if he doesn't win a game until Christmas? Do they then go and look for another manager? Who knows? I just don't know what's going on, but it's as bad as I can remember. And I'm not somebody that's frightened of relegation particularly. I don't care. I think we've quite a lot of hangers-on, actually, in the last couple of years who maybe jumped on the bandwagon because they thought we were going to become some massive club. And we haven't. So, you know what, if we dropped down to the Championship and it was like the old days, I'm not bothered about that. I'm really not bothered. What I do think, though, is this whole experiment with moving the club up and making a club bigger has failed. There's no other way you can put it. I mean, you can be nasty, we can swear, we can chant, or we can do whatever we want. But when you break it down to its smallest component parts, the experiment has failed. The move from Upton Park to the Olympic Stadium to make us a bigger and better club and have us competing so as we can become more successful has failed. We're worse, and we're getting worse. We're getting poorer and poorer and poorer. We're the worst team in the league. You might, well, come up with one example of one that's worse than us, but you won't come up with 10, you won't come up with 3. Unless things drastically change, we're going to get relegated. So what is going to happen to enable that to stop and to enable us to climb up the league and get out of this bit of trouble? Last night we did the review and I was in a little bit of a state of shock. The review is quite analytical. So we talk about passes and tackles and the goal scored first. It's very, very systematic. And you sort of get into that analytical frame of mind. But I think I was a little bit stunned. Also, you quite raw us straight after the game. So it wasn't until I woke up this morning that it fully sunk in quite how bad we were and quite how bad things are. And somebody said something today, and it was about Coventry City. It made me think about Coventry City. Now, Coventry City, for those of you who don't know, were in the top league for 30 years before they got relegated. And in many respects, they were more established than we are now. But they don't own their own stadium. Their stadium is owned by a third party as well. And the stadium ownership have struggled to make any money. So I think Wasps, the rugby team, are now playing in there as well. It's just been an absolute mess to try and make it work. And I just think these are not like the old days of us going down. Upton Park, whilst we all loved it, it wasn't a particularly pleasant place for away fans to come, away teams to come. And I don't just mean the stadium because the crowd are cheering. I mean inside, it was a bit run down. That's the truth of the matter. I've been in the home dressing room, I've been in the away dressing room. The away dressing room was worse than the home dressing room, and the home dressing room wasn't particularly luxurious. So you would have championship teams who would go to other clubs in the championship who had a more luxurious stadium than us. Middlesbrough, nicer stadium. They go and have better facilities. If you went and played at Derby, Huddersfield. I mean, maybe it's not called the McAlpine Stadium anymore, whatever it was called. Very, very nice stadium. Certainly much more luxurious than Upton Park. So they didn't come to Upton Park and have a jolly up. I think if we go down, then players come to that London Stadium from the Championship, it'll be like a weekend break, a 5-star spa. Yeah, they'll get good food. The changing rooms are lovely. It's just a lovely, lovely place to go. If you're a player, you don't even have to drive. The coach doesn't even have to pull up through the street and be bothered. The coach comes up through its own private little thing, and I just think I think we're bang in trouble if we go down. So, what do we do? What do we do, bearing in mind that the team need a lift? And I don't know. I don't have the answer, but the next transfer window is huge. I do think that Moyes has been let down. I do think that, although I didn't want him, I do think if that's who they wanted, he should have been brought in 5 games ago before he came in. At least give him some of the games to bed it down. Don't just throw him in at the deep end and give him what is potentially a toughest run throughout at any point during the season. The run of games coming up is going to be terrible, and if we do go down, then there's a lot of talk that actually we just need to regroup and we can come back. That's not guaranteed at all. And I'll tell you 2 reasons why. Number one, if we do go down, obviously Moyes will go because he's not fulfilled his remit. But another manager will need to be selected. And what will happen is David Sullivan will pick that next manager. And I'm sorry to say this, but there's not an awful lot of evidence to suggest that the right manager will be chosen. Unfortunately, Mr. Sullivan's got a lot of relegations on his CV. So you actually have to look at the stats and think, well, maybe there is a high likelihood we'd go down. Is he going to choose the right person? Are the right players going to be signed? I mean, we've been dysfunctional. We've needed a midfielder who can control tempo for a long time, and it just didn't happen. We needed a right back for a long time, and, God bless him, Zabaleta, who's a lovely fella, but he looks a little bit slow and off the pace. Now, that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. He's had a very, very good career, a lovely career, but he's at the end of his career. And he wasn't a flying winger, and he wasn't a flying fullback anyway, so is it really any surprise that he's getting skinned? So what was our problem position previously, which is the right back? Players and teams are still targeting us down that right side. Was it addressed? Yes. Was it addressed correctly? No. Was the manager situation addressed? Yes. Was it addressed correctly? No. For the reasons I said, I don't think Moyes was even their first choice, and I don't think that he was put into place as early as he should have been. The striker situation. We waited for a striker for ages and ages and ages, and then we get this guy in Javier Hernandez, who is a proven goal scorer, yet he was brought in, and our previous manager didn't seem to fancy him in the system, and although he's not been available yet for David Moyes, looking at the history of David Moyes because he did manage him at Man United, it would appear that he possibly is not the style of striker that the new manager wants either. So our top earning player just didn't fit in with the previous manager or the current manager. That's a lack of foresight in purchasing, really. Again, so I'm just wondering if it's probably too late, but I just wonder if we do need to bring in a director of football to control all this stuff, to decide who comes in and the coaching staff, to decide which players come in and where we need them, because I actually don't have any faith at the moment, as I say, because of this failed experiment, that actually, even if we did go down, the right decisions would be made, and I worry that we would turn into a Coventry City. As I say, we got, anyway, listen, I'm going to stop talking now. We've got a lot of videos coming up this week, but I just wanted to have my say, because as I say, it's quite hard after the, after the review, because you're just analysing the details and everything that happened in the match. Sorry, I said there was two reasons. Well, so the other reason was the under-23s. People were saying the under-23s. Well, I was up there on Tuesday, and I've got to say, the amount of fans that were up there, wow, amazing. The amount of West Ham fans, there were more West Ham fans than Wycombe fans. They were the only ones singing, and I've actually filmed some of it. I've got to say thank you to Wycombe, actually. West Ham put me in touch with Wycombe, and they allowed me to go in there and do a little sequence with Mike. From Mike on Monday, we went down there, and we filmed some bits, and just so as we could inform you a little bit more on the under-23s. I was going to put that out today, but it just doesn't seem right after that 4-0 drubbing. People need to react to that and deal with that, so I'll put it out in a couple of days. But it was really nice to see the under-23s. Really nice to see how many fans had gone to see them. But I've got to say, there's not a ton of players in that under-23 team ready to step up and who are going to jump up and improve our first team. There's just not. Wycombe, I'll leave the analysis for that video, but Wycombe, it was Wycombe's first team. It wasn't Wycombe's under-23s. And a lot of them were bullied, really. They were quite thuggish, really, some of the Wycombe players. I don't mean it's a detriment to the club. It's a very, very nice football club and they treat us really well. But a couple of our players sort of went into themselves now. If anyone looked okay, it was funny. It was Samuelson, because he's a big boy. When he was stood next to Ginger Pele at one point, and he looks about as tall as Ginger Pele. Not only is he skillful, he was sort of contesting headers and stuff like that. And he played a lot of time on the left wing. But is he going to come in and do a better job than Masuaku is doing? I don't think so. I think Nathan Holland's a big loss, because he has the one thing that I think our first team's really missing at the moment, which is pace. Maybe he could have come in and done something. Obviously Martinez wasn't playing, so I didn't get a chance to see Martinez. Nathan Trott looked really good, which is ironic given our... Excuse me, dog's barking. Sorry, my dog was barking at the postman then. Given our goalkeeping situation, Nathan Trott was very good. Young Ben Johnson at right back looked really good, but it's not a whole host of people ready and that should be thrown into the first team. The ones that are probably ready for the first team, like Declan Rice, well, he's already involved anyway. So that's that. So this whole thing about Championship, we get a new manager and we go again. Well, there's every chance, I say, that we might well get the wrong manager if that happens. So really we need to sort it out for this season. So what I want to know is, take me 10 minutes to get to the point. Is it 12 minutes to get to the point? Sorry. Who do you think we should bring in? What do you think we should do in January? What do you think we should do now to actually make us better? Realistic things as well. Let's say we've got 20 million to spend. Let's say that's what's happening. 20 million to spend. The owners are going nowhere. What should we do that will enable us to stay up? What's the team? I mean, it's a little bit like, I don't know, it's a little bit like swapping your tyres around on your car before you take it to the knacker's yard. I don't know if swapping the players around will make much difference. I do think some new blood might well help. Who do you want to see out of the team? Who do you want to see in the team? I'll respond to all your comments below as well. Just let me know what you think. As I say, this video was really about Gary, so sorry, Gary, I've spoken for far too long, but that's sort of what I do. Apologies, mate. Gary's got... Anyway, Gary sent this video in. He's obviously got a lot to say. I guess he recorded it last night and just wants to vent. And this is what this channel is all about. We're trying, with the Michael Mundy stuff and the Canning Town Lane and whatnot, we try and give you some entertainment to make you laugh and lift your spirits. But it's also, the other part of it is there for you. It's for you to have your say and for you to give us your opinions. So, you know, either leave them below or send us in a video, info@hammerschat.com. The link is in the description. If you scroll down on this video, there's a description there, just as an introduction to what this particular video is all about. And the email is there, info@hammerschat.com. Record yourself on your mobile phone, send in a clip, but if you could, please wait until after the Man City game, because I'm not going to have a chance to do another video. So if you do it now, it'll sort of be old by then. Anyway, thank you for listening to me whine on and drone on. As I just didn't feel that I'd said everything that I needed to say last night, and it's, as I say, it's only really sort of sunk in today. Please hit the subscribe button. It's down there, and that's. I was going to say it makes me really happy. It's not making me really happy at the moment, but I'm just the same as you lot. These are bad times. I'm just trying to think of what we can do. Am I angry? I'm not even angry. I'm actually a little bit fed up, a little bit sad with it all, as I'm sure many of you are. Right, anyway, I'm going to... I've just got in from work. I'm going to leave you in Gary's safe and capable hands. Over to you, Gary.
So, the day after the night before, Everton, what a disaster. What a disaster. The players, I would get them in there today and I would say to them, right, who doesn't want a beer? Because you can fuck off. Because none of them are playing for the shirt. We've upped their wages so much that they've just got all the power. And that's shit. What have we let it get to get that point for? You know, Stuart Pearce and David Moyes, what are they saying to them? What are they saying? What, you know, they should be, I don't know what's happened to them. They should be kicking them up the arse. You know, he said the second half was better than the first. We still let 2 goals in. You know, just bring Adrian in. Bring Adrian in. You know, Joe Hart sitting on the floor with his head in his hands. Just bring Adrian in. Give him a go. Do we need to play 5 at the back? We're that bad? Probably. You know, probably. We need to win 10 games. We need to win 10 games to get 40 points. We only won 12 games the whole of last season. It's a worry. It is a worry. I don't want to go on too long because sometimes I go rant on about these things. So, yeah, what do we do? Whose fault is it? You've got to stick up the top. You've got to, the bald. You know, if he had bought his defensive midfielder in the summer, would we have been as bad? Probably not. Probably would have shored up the defence, which, by the way, is shit. The team is too old. It's too old. And we've bought these players for stupid money and put them on silly money, and now they're controlling everything. And they clearly don't give a shit about the fans. They don't. Is it mental? You know, are they that fucked in the head they don't want to lose that they're just, you know, that's what makes them play shit? Actually, don't worry about it losing because you're losing anyway. Fucking try and score. You know, are you up front on his own? I like him behind Carroll. He's more effective behind Carroll, getting the knockdowns. You know, but he ain't an out-and-out striker. He ain't. Get a striker on there. I don't give a shit who it is. You know, Martinez, what has that boy got to do to get on the field? What? You know, why are we worried about playing? I said a while ago, would you take a loss to play the kids? We're fucking losing anyway. And I'm swearing. We're losing anyway. We're losing. Play them, because they'll play for the shirt. Jesus Christ. It's a disaster at the minute. And we don't, you know, people say West Ham's too big to go down. No one's too big to. Who's worse than us in the league at the moment? Because we've got to go out and beat 10 other teams minimum. You know, it's just, you know, in the next few games, stick 5 at the back, stick all fucking defenders on there, and just try and fucking hit 0-0. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Or go hell for it. You know, or do we play the kids when we're going to get slaughtered? And, you know, and say to them, look, it doesn't matter if we get beat. We're giving you a go to get you to used to playing for the first team, you know, on the big stage. Because, you know, it's a disaster at the minute. Disaster. Absolute disaster. As for the ground, I can seriously see the council saying, do you know what? It's not working at the moment. They can't kick us out because we've got an agreement. But I can tell you what they can do. They can stop putting the fucking seats right at the front. I'm swearing again. They can stop pulling the seats right forward, put them back to how they originally was, and then that's it. Save them £8 million a year, and then it might come in profit. They can certainly do that. And is Karen Brady that good that she's actually said, no, we want it right pulled up? Ooh, don't know about that one. What would I do if it was me? I would actually fucking I would say to the fans, do you mind getting wet? Let's fucking pull the seats forward up against the line more. Yeah, get you closer to the team, to the pitch, and B, the players, which when you see every other team come there, don't seem to have a problem with it, the players will actually think, right, here's the fucking line. So when they do a cross, it's all right. It's just like, they're just so bad, you know, and I wish they'd watch these things. I wish they would. You know, we're not playing, we slag Mark Noble off. He's the heart of the team. He's the heart of the team, right? For me, the great players like Rooney, Lampard, Gerrard, they adapt their game. Rooney now plays in midfield. You know, Mark, you haven't got the legs to get up there and down. Be the defensive midfielder we need and protect the fucking the back four. You know, be that man. Why is no one saying that to him? Or is he think, no, I can still do what I can do. Be the defense, be the saviour. That's what we need. We need a fucking saviour in the club. That's what we need to do something. Because I tell you, if it keeps going, there's only one way. I can't see another team worse than us. Someone tell me underneath if they know a team worse than us. Because I tell you what, the teams below us are going to start climbing above us, and we'll end up at the bottom. So yeah, we only won 12 games all season last season. We've got to win 10 to get 40 points. So that tells a story. What are we going to buy in this? What are we going to buy in January? What? How are we going to fix it? Buying people for Jesus Christ? A striker maybe. I'd fuck Afro Sacco out the door because if people watch my videos, I fucking hate him. I'd get him out the door and I'd bring someone in decent. I don't know who, but I would. But I would certainly give Martinez a try. Jeez, if there was ever a chance to try some of the kids out, it'd be on the next few games. Because we're already saying we're going to lose them. We'll actually give them a go because they might surprise you. It's a fucking disaster. It's a disaster. Yeah. So you're not fit to wear the shirt? Jesus Christ. Balled out at half time. Balled out. Half time. Full. When they're playing the game, cheer them on. Great. It was great at Leicester. Fantastic. Yeah. But cheer. So they can't blame us. Carroll going out for his little injury now. I thought he was doing really well this season with not having no injuries. I thought he was doing really well. Now he's got the hump. He wants to have an injury. He needs to fucking grow a pair as well. I would sit them down and say, who wants out of here in January, and get them out and start again. Because we're up against it anyway. We're up against it anyway, and they're not delivering fuck all on the pitch. And I'm ranting, and I am, but it's enough's enough. Enough's enough. What are the board going to do, really? They're not going to sell until they've gone past the date where they can sell and keep all the money. They're not going to do that until they keep all the money. So we can say, get out. Voice our opinions. We don't want them here. But there's no point chanting on and saying, as in thinking we can make them leave. We cannot make them leave because if they leave before a certain time, they have to pay some of the money back. And Sullivan is too much of a greedy bastard to give any of his money away. So if he's thinking that they're going to get the stadium for nothing, I think we're going to come unstuck. I pray to God there's not a get out clause where actually we can no longer be in there. I do pray that Brady's that good that she didn't give a get out clause so they can kick us out of there, because then we are fucked. Yeah. So, Jesus Christ. We just need to start fucking winning some games. I don't know fucking how. I would play the kid. If that was me, for the next few games, we're up against it anyway. What's the point? We're gonna watch them all fucking lose 10-0 on Saturday, and Sunday. We're gonna watch them. We'll lose 10-0 with that mob. When actually, if we lose fucking 10-0, but we've seen some sparks from some of the kids, just think, oh yeah, right, okay. If they weren't such a good, it's just, it's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. And Mark, please be a defensive midfielder for fuck's sake. Yeah, just fucking. Anyway, that's my rant over. Come on, you irons.